So let's come to the decontamination issue that we're discussing this morning. And we have Oluleye Ayodeji join us this morning. He is the managing director of DFORTUNE. They actually manufacture locally. That is why we're interested in what they're doing and, of course, how they've been engaging schools. Good morning, Mr. Ayo. How are you doing today?
Good morning. Good morning. Great to be here this morning.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Let's get into the matter quickly. We know the role DFORTUNE have been playing even when you were doing some pro bono service during the lockdown. We saw you and your team on the streets of Lagos fumigating different environment as part of your support when the lockdown was on. But let's speak into the matter of decontamination and school resumption. What has been the engagement from the public and, of course, your clients in terms of talking about how schools are set to have students or their children come back to classrooms?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, it is, I will start like this, that it is of necessity on the part of every institution, either school, a house center, anywhere, a public place, a proprietor of a public place, either a school and hospital, to ensure the safety and well-being of everyone in that facility. And you know, children are not exception in this. So their safety is very important. So that is the reason why sanitation of the premises, the classroom, must be taken very seriously. And when it comes to sanitation, thank you for this opportunity, because not everybody understands what the protocols of sanitation entails. Sanitation is not a one-off affair. Like, for example, somebody say because the school is resuming a new term, we are going to sanitize and that sanitation should last for another one month or 3 months. That is not so in respect of the contamination procedures. Sanitation is a daily affair. No, it is compulsory by law, even by the Public Health and Environmental Law of Nigeria and that of Lagos State in particular, that every school, every organization or private places should be decontaminated or what we call fumigated on a 3-monthly basis. That is standard, and in some cases every month. But when it comes to sanitation, you must be able to have in-house sanitary officers inside the school. They don't have to be the degree holder, but some of your janitors, you can invite some of us to train some of your janitors for you, so that they will know how to carry out proper sanitations and sanitary services in the school for the safety of the children. After the daily, for example, before the kids resume their classroom, not only that the classrooms and the halls and everywhere must have been cleaned, they must have also been decontaminated, disinfected by surface disinfection product, like something like Chronox, which we manufacture. So such a product is, you can disinfect all your surfaces, all the touch points, the door handles, the tables, the lockers, everywhere the children will have access to within the school must be sanitized in that manner. Then at break time, when the kids goes out to break time, maybe at 12 noon or 11 a.m. when they go for lunch, whatever, or they go to play, before they return within that period of 30 minutes, the classroom and the table need to be disinfected and sanitized as well to ensure the safety that has been put in place at the resumption of school at maybe 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. is being consolidated. That means a product like Chronox, because you don't just use every other chemical, not every other chemical have that ability to be friendly with children. So you need to use a product that is able to sanitize, and it can do the work within a minute maximum and get the place safe and secured, and it can also be safe and not hazardous to the children. Okay. Then the kids can come back in. And after the close of the day, when the cleaners and the janitors are cleaning the entire school, they are also meant to carry out a proper surface sanitization procedure, which we call disinfection.
Okay.
Of the entire premises, both indoor and outdoor. And in the morning, you can see it's a continuous protocol which all the schools need to abide with. So a lot of people think, while it is very important, as schools are resuming, so many schools now, we are going to go do pest control for them to ensure that there are no rats in their school, because it is not just about COVID. Rat also carries a lot of pathogens. You remember Lassa fever, they are caused by rats, cockroaches. Yes, any of these things in a school or public place environment, especially around children, it is threat to their existence. So beyond COVID, hand wash is very important. Proper hygiene procedures in the school. There must be proper flowing of water. Soap must be provided at every point so that the kids can wash their hand as many times as possible.
Great.
If these protocols are put in place, not only will we combat COVID and win COVID, we will also be able to combat all pathogenic diseases,
Okay.
all kind of diseases such as, like I mentioned, Lassa fever, like I mentioned, many virulent diseases that are caused by some of the things that we are living with every day, with like rats, cockroaches. These things can cause cross-contamination. So the hygiene level, the proper sanitation level in those schools must be put in place. And I want to encourage all our local sanitary officers in the local government, rise up and do your work. Pay a visit to these schools. Ensure the waters are running. Ensure the water is clean. Ensure they have proper tap. Ensure they have proper hand wash. Ensure they have proper sanitary system in place. Ensure their waste is in place. And so, because every local government in Lagos in particular, even in the whole 770 local government in Nigeria, have sanitary officers resident in all those local government. Let them visit all these schools before they do this resumption. There is a certificate that professionals like us offer public places. Certificate of decontamination, certificate of fumigation, to show that this place has been decontaminated by a license of federal government environmental health officer council of Nigeria, which we are privileged to have those licenses, and we renew every year consistently, and to ensure that it's only licensed people that carry out these services, not just quacks.
Okay, all right.
Especially members of the Pest Control Association of Nigeria, so that the local government guys should please go out to ensure, because they have the capacity in their domain, in their local government, to sensitize the school. They can't just resume without sanitizing the environment. Not only sanitize, they have to carry out proper pest control alongside what we call fumigation. And not just fumigation, disinfection, which is also sanitization.
All right,
so
sir.
If this is put in place, it will help the safety of the environment, and the kids will always have a great.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ayodeji. How can we know a licensed, an original or a licensed fumigator? We've had issues whereby fumigators come to people's houses. They are meant to fumigate for a particular insect, and before you know it, the dog in the compound also dies. The cats, whatever pets they have, also dies, and the families are threatened. They are afraid, and they're like, chase away the fumigators. They don't want them coming anymore. How do we know a licensed fumigator, a fumigator that knows this chemical is for this chemical is for that, and this chemical is safe to the human body? How do we know or identify an ideal or a licensed fumigator?
Thank you so very much for that beautiful question. The major threat we face as an industry practitioners today is the threat of quack and quackery. So for you to practice the service of environmental health service provider in Nigeria, I see a pest controller, a disinfector, a sanitizer, a fumigator, like you call it, you must have the license issued by the Federal Ministry of Environment, Environmental Health Officers Registration Council of Nigeria. It is the right of the consumer, the client, the customer, you, the public, to ask your vendor, your operator, where is your license? Anyone that doesn't have EURECON is illegal, is practicing illegality. That means he doesn't have the license to practice and to go near anything called pest control, sanitation. So it is your duty to ask. It is the law of Nigeria by the Act of Parliament of 2002 that established EURECON, federal government. Then you must be a member of Pest Control Association of Nigeria. I am privileged to be the Assistant General Secretary of Pest Control Association of Nigeria, the national body. You also have a certificate and an ID card that you carry as a member of Pest Control Association of Nigeria. And in every local government where you're also operating, you can also demand the permit of that local government from your operator. If you don't have these three, you shouldn't give job. You are actually even practicing, you can even be queried and sanctioned for patronizing a quack because you are contributing to destruction of the environment. Both the practitioner and the patronizer are at fault. So before you patronize a company that says, I do pest control, I do fumigator, where is their document? Another thing you ask for is their insurance. A viable company should have insurance that protects you, the client. That is why we always say, seek after professionals like us. Anyway, don't just say, I just want to kill rats. Don't let them start trying attempts to kill rat or kill cockroach in your house and end up terminating your dog or end up terminating your life or giving you, because those chemicals are hazardous. You have to be trained, certified to handle those chemicals before you can be exposed to handle those chemicals. There are certain processes that you go through. You don't just get that license with your record just by on the table. You go through a lot of processes. You will be inspected. You will be taken through due processes. Your knowledge of chemicals, you have method. They will inspect your equipment and your machines.
Okay,
PECA will not just
Ayodeji,
accept you as member. So it's
Mr.
important
Ayodeji,
that.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. What do we do about the issues whereby we see fumigators or disinfectors disinfecting while people are standing in public places? We have had issues where people stand in public places either to eat or to take a bike or to enter the bus. In public places, we see disinfectors disinfecting and people are there. Isn't that against the norm?
Perfect. Yes, absolutely. Normally, before any of such services should be carried out, there is always a pre-information. Like if it's an organization, like maybe a mall, for example, there's going to be a circular internally that social service will be carried out at social time. You are meant to vacate this environment for the period of 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on the shelf life or whatever chemical is. But if a public place, like the anchor said, when we were decontaminating the entire of Lagos East and bus stop with Lagos Ministry of Environment and Julius Berger, DFORTUNE, there was information online on all TV stations that, and at that time there was a lockdown. Remember, everybody was locked down, so we were on the road to keep the environment safe before people were released to go into the public. So everybody was expected to be in their home when we were asked to move into those markets. When we moved through Oshodi, Palm Grove, Aja, decontaminate the entire public space to ensure the place is safe from whatever drops of maybe virus and any other pathogens that might have been dropped on those common points. So yes, you understand the peculiarity of Nigeria. Everybody wants to see what thing that they do there. What are they doing there? You want everybody. It is difficult to control the crowd in many cases. And you know, when we're carrying out that services, Lagos State government provided environmental health officers, they provided CAI officers, they provided police to ensure they keep people away. There were police with us. There were, all this CAI, Lagos State task force officers. They were with us all through the entire procedures. But at that time, everybody were meant to be indoor because the lockdown period. But you see, not all chemicals are also hazardous. There are certain chemicals that, so that is why you patronize professionals only that understand the chemicals, the application, and so you ahead of time.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Let me come in now. I want to thank you for actually establishing a couple of points, Mr. Ayodeji. Fantastic insights you've given to us, understanding, using Lagos as a case study. But let's now come to corporate social responsibility for an organization that manufactures locally, even though you represent brands, global brands, as official partner here in Nigeria. Let's speak into corporate social responsibility and how your organization is making impact, especially in public schools, understanding the process, the protocol, and of course, where are the areas of impact beyond providing the services directly? If there are none, if you are still not seeing it, please share with us.
Thank you so very much for the opportunity. As a company, in our own way, we've been able to make a huge contribution, especially to the public spaces. During every resumption like this, we have sanitizing products that we manufacture locally, as you rightly say, and it's used widely because our formulation is proven to be accurate, to be perfect. It's unique. In fact, it was the first line of solution when this issue came. Our product like Coronox, our product like Andigel, our product like Clovidos. And just as we are having this resumption, we have certain line of schools that we have lined up that we are going to go do donations of sanitizers, disinfectants as they are resumed, because especially those public schools that are in the bottom line, that they are the school, especially those government schools that they cannot even afford to provide such for. In fact, I'm going to be going to my village at this resumption in the next 1 week to donate school bags, exercise books, sanitizer, disinfectant, and also fumigate the environment, as we call it, to ensure the place is safe. Great. And we keep doing this every term, just to keep creating awareness, the importance of what we are doing. So these are among many things that we do. Imagine giving school back to over 200 pupils. These are pupils that don't even have sandals to go to school in the deep downtown of civilization.
Like our former president that doesn't have shoes.
You get what I mean? This thing really exists. I'm talking about not in Lagos, deep downtown of civilization. So imagine their parents couldn't even afford. And as a company in our own way, giving out over 200 pupils free bags, educational materials, books, exercise book, writing material. Also providing disinfectant, sanitization, and also giving them orientation seminar. We're going to give them talk. We're going to have some people to give those children talk so that to let them know, no matter, they shouldn't feel disadvantaged. I also today. That's why we are giving back. That's why we are going back. And I know as we grow, in our capacity to be able to do more, and we'll keep doing more as the fortune. Thank you so very much for the opportunity to express that.
All right. Okay, so let's take the last two with you before you run. We understand how work days are. Let's hit the part of cost effectiveness of your service. Now, you provide this service for different strata of the economy. There are the A-list organizations, the corporate sector. We've seen images of your company on board ships on the waters, fumigating. Those are people that can actually afford it. But talking about schools, which is the focus for this conversation now, how cost effective do you provide these services? Are you going to reduce the quality because now they can afford the much that a ship owner would pay you? Let's talk about it.
Okay, thank you, Chris. So what we do is, for over 1 year now, since COVID came, we've always done this back to school program package for all schools. And what we did is to slash the price to below, up to cost to below to 60%. That means we are cutting 50 to 60% away from our regular standard pricing. That means nobody has an excuse. What we are saying, because we have a privilege, we produce this product that we use locally. That means our overhead, our production capacity, our cost, we're able to manage it reasonably. Yes, we use a lot of imported product, but we're able to produce up to 70%. Because I studied industrial chemistry and I put it to good use. We have laboratory, we have factory, NAFDAC approved product. So we give for our pest control for schools 50%, to some 60%, to some 70% discount, and to some we do it free of charge. Remember, we did the contamination of the whole of Lagos for Lagos State government free of charge, alongside Julius Berger and other stakeholders. That is, if you want to value that in naira cover, that's over 100 to 200 million naira. But we did it free of charge because we believe we want all those bus stops that you see us. We were trying to, what can we do? This is an emergency. We are the front line. This is what we've been doing this for 12 years. We are trained for this. We are licensed and we have specialized team. That's why you see us in vessels. You see us in aircraft. You see us in everywhere to do specialized decontamination, even in what you can call danger line. Because we are trained to enter there, we're able to clean up the environment and sanitize and make it free for the populace to enter. Then we don't take this service away from the poor people on the street. We make it available. Even with 10,000, 20,000, even with 1,000, you can have access to either of our product or our services. We are that affordable to the low and medium class.
Okay.
And for schools, they should not be scared to see us.
Okay, so let's get to the last question now, which is the part of opportunities for the Nigerian young person. Now, this sector seems like one sector that we people don't have their eyes in. If I want to be a fumigation expert, please share with us what are the basics I should have in terms of qualification if I want to be a top-notch professional like you. But if I want to be those that play at the employee level, at the middle class, what are the basics I should have as qualification, and what are the doors for training to have people on board? Because what you're doing is a novel idea, and more people should come on board and see the sector as a growth sector and move it forward.
Thank you, Chris. I've been an advocate of encouraging a lot of people because I was also brought out of the unemployment chain in this industry because I did not just remain like a quack or low life. I exposed myself to training, to knowledge, to development. And that is why we have a training institute at DFORTUNE, where we train people often. We have a pest control forum, where we have stakeholders of almost 300 people there that we have trained, that have enjoyed one benefit of knowledge sharing from us. And so we are open to training. We organize training often. And it's a huge industry. But when you go to practice in the industry, don't try to do a sharp corner person. It will not take you far. Ready to go through the processes, the right certification, right training, get the right training. It doesn't matter the course you study in school. You may not have chemistry degree like I do. Okay. A lot of people are in this industry and they study linguistics. They study accounting. It doesn't matter what you study. The moment your mind is open to knowledge and understanding, you can be trained. And when you are trained, by virtue of the standard of environmental health officer of registration of Nigeria, you will need to employ or get a consultant health officer in your employ, which may be on a part-time basis, on a full-time basis. That would be your technical partner in the business. But you see, you can start, it's procedural. In fact, it's a business as little as 50,000 time, but ensure that you aim at getting your licenses. Is very important if you really want to get to the top.
All right, thank you very much. My colleague have one question just before we run off.
Mr. Ayodeji, thank you very much for that enlightenment. What can we say about the insurance or the assurance of a quality package for your staffs? If we have people going into the business of fumigation or disinfection, how well packaged is the job, is the platform? Because in Nigeria, we have people who shy away from jobs they want to do because these jobs are not well presented. So how presentable is the disinfection circle?
Yeah, it's a big industry globally. In fact, Nigeria alone is being calculated to worth $5 billion annually. Pest control and disinfection, even before COVID. That analysis was done a few years back. That means that industry alone in value is, if proper, and that means we have not even annexed 3 to 5% of it.
Fantastic.
So we have industries in the United States of America that have been doing pest control for hundreds of years. We have Rentokil, we have Hawking. They are over 100 years in the business. Bayer of this world. Then the fortune is on that part too. We are going there.
Fantastic.
We have industry. So we have company in this industry that values hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars globally. And some of the Nigerian companies too are getting up this momentum.
Well,
that's what the fortune is. So it's a huge opportunity. We welcome people that are ready to do things legitimately, not in a crude manner, because it's a regulated industry.
Mr. Oluleye, thank you very much for actually bringing us up to speed. Insightful moment there. You've actually hit it hard, and I want to believe that school owners and, of course, business owners can cash on this particular enlightenment that we've done this morning by engaging you further. My last word for you just before you go is the fact that don't give up the part of the support you're doing, and of course our cameras will be waiting to travel with you as you move to your village to see your fatherland and support. Many thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you. So grateful for the opportunity. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, uncles. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Nigerians. Thank you, Lagos. God bless you.
All right, sir. Oluleye Ayodeji there. He is the managing director and, of course, the founder of DFORTUNE. He's been able to establish very salient points when it got to the pact of decontaminating environment, using the school premises as a case in point. And of course, as a business owner, somebody that does manufacturing with local content input in it, he actually made a reference to the fact that their corporate social responsibility cut across giving concession to schools to access their products and services and also doing donations directly. We hope more Nigerians will take a cue from that and do more. Ron, what are your takeaways from this conversation?
There are possibilities, numerous possibilities.
See the amount he mentioned, $5 billion US dollars.
We have not explored up to, this is my opinion, but we haven't explored up to 10% of the opportunities we have before us in this country on wealth creation. If we look internally, we really look internally, we have opportunities abounding before us to actually generate revenue without concentrating on borrowing.
You just hit the point. That was where I was going to. So why is Mr. President going to borrow? There are untapped sectors in Nigeria. Sometimes young people want to give up the fight to actually survive because of what they see before the nation. Insecurity, maiming, killings, kidnapping. Just in the last 24 hours, a clergy was killed, an emir was kidnapped, and
that's the height of it.
It's really, let's go for this break. We'll come back and take a couple of issues, and of course, don't forget to hit the wrap-up part of the show in a couple of minutes. Do join us again.